and welcome to the Nerd Age Podcast. This is a show where we talk about things that are nerdy. My name is Jonah. I'm here with Josh.
What's up?
And special guest, Josh.
Hello.
Nice. Mick is under the weather, so hopefully he'll be back next week, unless he has a long, cold winter ahead of him.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you never know.
Rip.
Anyways, we're so glad you're here with us at the Nerd Age Podcast. We're going to talk about Star Wars Celebration, and then we're going to review the first 3 episodes of Andor. Star Wars Celebration Japan was on my most anticipated list.
And what?
And what?
How far is it dropping, baby?
What a great... I'm glad it's on my list,
Do
guys.
you remember what number it was?
I think it was like 10 or something.
It was not 10.
Yeah, it was.
I don't
was
think it
something
was.
like that.
I think it's like 7.
Was it higher?
I think it's like 7.
All right, well...
Minus.
You already lost.
Anyways, we had already talked last week about the Mandalorian and Grogu and Star Wars Starfighter, the Sean Levy movie. One of the first things I want to talk about is Hayden Christensen officially back for Ahsoka Season 2. Dave Filoni talked a little bit about what to expect from Ahsoka Season 2. I mean, we're getting the
What did he say?
We're getting the Mortis gods. We're getting some crazy stuff. We're getting Thrawn. Apparently they showed like some, what is that called?
Stardust.
Storyboards, like that kind of stuff. But it was like an AT-AT on Dathomir and
nice.
Night Sisters and stuff. So I'm like, that's going to be cool to see Thrawn in that environment. He was like, we're going to get a big space battle with Thrawn. He's like, as much as Jean Favreau and I can give you in a season 2.
Is that the French director Jean Favreau? Jean Favreau.
That's his name. But I mean, I'm excited for it. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I'm excited. They don't have a date yet, right? They haven't even started filming.
They
it's
start
just announced.
filming next week is what I think Rosario
I think,
Dawson
dude,
said.
that's pretty sweet. Yeah, I'm excited for it. I think we talked about Ahsoka Season 1 as really enjoyed it. It's going to be great to have Hayden Christensen back as Anakin, to see more Force Ghost Anakin. Yeah, I'm excited for it.
I mean, he has to be back.
No,
Right.
he's not. They just brought him out and they're like,
Let's see.
yeah. Remember him from Season 1? Yeah. He didn't want to come back.
Because there's the season 2, and then there's going to be a movie afterwards, right?
Yes.
So then, how much content are we going to get in the season 2?
I mean, we're going to get a
Lots
lot.
of content.
We're getting
A lot.
8 episodes worth
Mortis
at least.
gods, Thrawn,
Well, I'm assuming
huge space battle.
I'm assuming just
Sounds like a
the
movie.
It's a setup for
I'm thinking just the beginning of the Mortis gods.
introducing it, and then you can pay it off in
Yeah.
the movie.
Because we also got Rory McCann cast as like Balin Skoll. Dave Filoni had a great monologue. He talked about Ray Stevens and his passing and all that kind of stuff, and just saying they talked to his family about that he didn't know how to do it, but then he was like, no, I think we need to honor him with this character. So I'm excited that they recast the character, because I'm like, the character is Balin's like one of the best new Star Wars characters that I think they've created. So that's cool. I'm just interested to see what they do with all this Mortis stuff. And so this wasn't a celebration, but rumors of casting is that Padme is going to be in this show.
Like Natalie Portman.
Ewan McGregor has been rumored. My boy Liam Neeson. So there's
Your boy, Liam Neeson,
yeah,
huh?
my boy, not your boy, my boy.
Come on, midichlorians, baby.
So I'm just if those rumors are true, that's going to be a pretty you can do a ton of stuff with force visions, or even if they do the Mortis gods and the mother, she can take the form of other people. So that would be pretty sick to have Anakin and Padme. I don't know, that'd be pretty sick. But we shall see. Yeah, they start filming next week.
Nice.
For season 2. So that's going to be awesome. We already talked Star Wars Starfighter was revealed. Sean Levy's movie. I'm
About the movie?
I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's okay. Sure,
You just
whatever.
don't like the name? Like that's what you're just
No,
going off
I'm
of?
fine with the name. I'm just kind of like, it's a standalone movie set after Rise of Skywalker. So
it's after Rise of Skywalker?
So we get that in that era. So some moving parts. But I don't know, like what.
Gonna wow him.
Seems like you probably could have just put it in any era. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just told the same story. Because, I mean, it's not going to do anything story-wise.
Yeah, that's the thing that I'm just kind of curious is what, like, is it just going to be like some random villain? You know, I don't know. It's
Rose Tico's son.
It could be. Could be.
I mean, do you think it has to be a bridge between, because there's going to be another trilogy after this, right? So
supposedly.
Like, some loose ties to it.
They don't really know because really there's going to be the Rey movie, but isn't part of a trilogy. But then there's rumors that they're doing episode 10. So I don't know. I think they kind of need to do a time jump. Wouldn't you think?
You just want to get away from Rey.
No, I love Rey.
Older Rey.
I think
she's like the age. Yeah, they recast her as Helen Mirren.
Here on the Nerd Age podcast, we're defenders for the most part of the sequels.
Rise of Skywalker is the weakest. I mean, I love the Last Jedi suckers. Come at me!
I think the Last Jedi is the weakest.
The Jedi.
Force Awakens is the best one. Rise of Skywalker, I don't mind as much. But yeah, I'm just curious to see what they do with all this kind of stuff. The other thing, I think the coolest announcement was in animation, the Maul Shadow Lord series that they're doing. This to me is like,
this is where it's at.
You know, Sam Witwer coming back, takes place after the original trilogy, so we're gonna get that build up of, you know. I mean, it's not the original trilogy.
I was like, he's coming back again.
Back. No, I mean, like after the prequels in between, right. So we get that whole kind of what they teased in Solo that he's. So like that to me is awesome. They're playing with some of the elements that George Lucas was originally going to do. That he was going to be the villain in the, or part of the storyline in the sequels. With his apprentice, with the Red Twi'lek, what's her name? Darth Talon?
Yeah.
So that's cool that they're going to bring her in. Yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah. I mean, I'll take more Darth Maul any day. Spider legs and all. If they want to give him some spider legs again, no, I'm down for it, dude. I think it'll be cool to explore that. Like that era that they just teased in Solo of like. Here he is.
Yeah.
It's Darth Maul. He's in charge. And you're like, sweet. That was cool. All right. Let's move on.
I feel like it's been so heavy on the Jedi and light side, too. Like, Darth Maul's such a good character to fully flesh out.
Yeah, this little synopsis of it is set during the dark times of the Empire. A deposed and dejected Maul, voiced by Sam Witwer, vows to get revenge on the criminals who benefited from his misfortune. He also sets out to take on a new apprentice, a young Twi'lek he seemingly met before. Both developments may lead to his position as leader of the Crimson Dawn Syndicate, as glimpsed in Solo Star Wars story. The trailer screened during the panel revealed the next evolution of Lucasfilm's animation style, a more painterly texture to the look iterated from Star Wars The Clone Wars to Star Wars The Bad Batch.
Ooh,
it gave city planets and dingy prisons a new beauty. It also made Maul look quite imposing. That's cool. That's the one.
I like it.
That's the best reveal that we got.
Star Wars Celebration's back on top, baby.
That's right. That's
7 to 6.
It's what I was watching an interview with Sam Witwer, and he was talking about how when they were doing Rebels, that he had a bunch of ideas for Maul, and he was like, "Well, what if we did this?"
He's like, "What if he tap dances?"
And
with all of his spider.
And Dave Filoni said, "That's a great idea." He's like, "But it's not his show, you know. Like, we'll save it for his show." And he's like, "I always thought he was just saying like, oh, like it's not his, like once we do his like just as a." He's like, "But now I realize that he did have plans to do a Maul show." So. I mean, I'm stoked.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, is there a release date?
2026.
That's next year, bro.
Yeah.
World Cup.
World Cup.
It says, it also made Maul look quite imposing in the moments glimpsed during the preview. Following the video, Witwer took to the stage and said with Maul's voice, "Run it again." The crowd sprang to their feet as a fan favorite voice actor had a moment to bask in the enthusiasm. I mean, That's pretty cool. Like that they're already showing like at least some footage. We also got as more animation, Star Wars Visions Volume 3, The Ninth Jedi, several other of the stories are going to be continued.
Nice.
But October 9th, 6 new shorts. Volume 3 returns to focus to Japan with contributions from Kinema Citrus, David Production, Kamikaze Duga, Project Studio Q, Trigger, Polygon Pictures, Production IG, and Wit Studio. The quote, "We always hinted that we'd be back to Japan and do more anime." Vision's executive producer James Wan said, "I'm excited to work with these master craftsmen again." He also announced some of the stories told in Volume 1 will continue, particularly The Ninth Jedi, in its own long-form series. Star Wars Visions presents The Ninth Jedi continues the tale of Kara as a search for her father expands the whole galaxy. So that's cool that we're getting that. We're also doing a continuation to The Duel.
Okay, that was a cool one.
And then...
please, Tatooine Rhapsody. Everyone's favorite one. Huh? Come on. Anybody?
I don't remember what other ones, but there's like 2 other ones.
I actually like that one, guys. Don't hate. Hey,
no, not me.
Bunch of haters, dude.
Not for me. But yeah, I mean, what do you guys think of the Visions announcement?
I think it makes sense to do the Ninth Jedi because that's the one that when they showed the episode, you're like, oh, there's more to this story. Yeah. So I think it's cool that they're doing a second episode and then also its own series.
A series, yeah.
So I think that's pretty sweet. I'll be curious to see what other ones get a continuation. I don't know if we need a full series, but it'd be cool to get a continuation of the other ones. I don't think that was, I think that was season 2, the one with the really cool Sith with like the scythe and stuff. I think that was volume 2, wasn't volume 1. But it'd be cool to get because I know they did the Ronin book. That was the first one that was like black and white.
Yeah.
First episode. I know they've done a book off of it. I think it'd be cool to see more episodes of the Ronin one.
Yeah, I feel like they're too short to even, how do you get more?
Yeah.
I mean, some of them are just kind of like little snippets, but I wish we could get like longer episodes for them instead of like 8 minutes or 9 minutes.
Yeah.
They sound great. I should watch them.
Wow.
You should. Hey. Who brought this guy in here? He said he was
a fraud. He's a fraud.
I watched Andor.
But yeah, I mean, anything else in Star Wars Celebration that you thought?
No, definitely not in my top 10 for a good reason. It did seem, I thought there would be more, to be honest.
Yeah.
It just
was a
seemed
bit of a letdown.
Kind of a letdown. It was just kind of like Mando and Grogu.
Yep.
And
I mean, they did show,
like,
if you were
and
there,
Star Wars Starfighter.
If you were there, they showed like scenes
some footage.
from
Yeah.
Mandalorian Grogu, and the scenes look pretty sick.
Yeah.
You got him like going in and taking all these snowtroopers out and stabbing them with stuff, and so that was the thing too, that Zeb is going to be in it. The other thing they said about Ahsoka is that the whole crew from Rebels is back, so there's going to be Chopper will be in it, Zeb will be in it, Hera and Ezra obviously, but. So yeah, I just feel like the biggest things that are coming out for Star Wars
are animation,
but also like there's still far away that they can't really have any footage.
Yeah.
So it's just more of like announcements that, this person's coming back.
Yeah. Because next celebration is 2027.
In
so put it on your top 10 then, because that's when they're going to show everything.
You're
going?
Mark my words. I'm going to Star Wars Celebration 2027.
Mark his words.
One of you guys give me tickets.
Okay, sounds good.
Knowing what you know now, would you still put it on your top 10?
Oh, no.
I mean, what else was you going to put on, though?
There's slim pickings. It was a slim pickings.
Isn't Stranger Things coming out soon?
Yeah, but
he was already on his top 10.
I forgot.
They did do a trailer for DLC for Star Wars Outlaws, which is a Hondo DLC.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
So that looked pretty cool.
And Monopoly Go Star Wars.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh.
I play Monopoly Go, so I'm definitely getting those Star Wars stickers.
Didn't they mention a Lego thing too with Star Wars in it? I saw Fortnite with Wookiee face.
Yeah, dude.
You know,
they're going crazy,
everywhere.
dude.
Star Wars is taking over the galaxy. Yeah. Anyway, that's basically Star Wars Celebration. A little bit disappointing, like you said. But we're gonna move on.
Speaking of disappointing,
well, before we go to Andor, did you watch the trailer for Predator Badlands?
Yeah, it looks awesome.
That looks pretty. That we've gotten 2 trailers for Predator properties.
And
that
they look freaking
these
sweet.
look sick. A little Easter egg in there of Wayland, a Wayland droid, but also the skull at the beginning is Independence Day aliens. So I'm like, hey, we're in the same universe, baby.
Bring Will Smith in, dude.
Yeah. I need, I just need a Coco guitar there to be like, hey, Coco's
oh my gosh, Coco's in this too. Coco got destroyed by the Predator.
That trailer looked pretty sick.
It's
not
sweet.
gonna lie.
And the main character is Predator, which is awesome.
Which is awesome. Anyway, I just had to bring that up.
We should have put it on my top 10 if I'd have known.
If I would have known. No, if I would have known. Now, we're going into Andor, season 2, first 3 episodes. If you haven't watched it, we're going to spoil it. So go back, watch it, come back and listen. Josh?
I cannot believe... Oh, listen. I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say. Because you guys are, I'm going to say it right now, you guys are stupid. Okay? We're straight out the gate.
Hostility, man.
Okay.
I haven't even said
Let's
anything.
start with the positives. Let's start with the positives. Yeah. The show looks amazing.
It does. It really does.
The show looks, you can tell it's the most expensive Star Wars, although they're like, Acolyte was more expensive, but I'm like, how?
Yeah, that's insane.
The TIE Fighter at the beginning, I was just like, this looks sick. I love the opening of it, and him trying to be like, talking to her, she's like, well, I'll just tell him that we're flirting, all that kind of stuff.
I did look at you.
I did like when she was like, how long have you been in this fight? And I thought it was going to go, I've been in this fight since I was 6 years old. I was waiting for it, and it didn't happen.
Looks awesome. It just does. The acting's great. But music's good. Everything looks good. Like, there's nothing I can really say it's like, oh, this is bad. The pacing to me was off. Stuff I didn't care about, and then going back and forth. The whole thing on Yavin, right? Uh-huh. That's the reveal that it's like, oh, that's Yavin. It drove me. I didn't like the 2 factions being like, you're an idiot. No, you're an idiot, and fighting and like they got food. We got like.
Just that how long it went on?
Yes,
not the fact that it happened.
It brings me back to the first season where it took, for me, it took so long to get going. Yeah. Between like, this felt again like we need to have something, and it wasn't interesting enough for me. Does that make sense? So like during those moments, I was like, oh, I'd rather see what was happening on Chandrilla than what was happening there. And then it just felt, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. I think that's a fair complaint. That the stuff on Yavin was like probably my least favorite stuff. Like, I understand it serves the purpose to show like, oh, all the rebel cells are like disorganized and they're run by idiots basically. So like it's useful to show that, but then it was like, I don't think we needed it to go back and forth and carry on with that. So I agree with that.
I like the aspect of it where they're going through and then they pull the foot out, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, that was to me the most interesting part of like, oh, what's hunting them? But then it just felt like that went really quick.
How cool would it be if the unclose is the Predator?
Sick. Arnold Schwarzenegger comes running through. Get to the chopper. No?
Yeah.
See?
That would have been good.
That would have 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Okay.
So I think I definitely think that that whole sequence could have been basically one episode, but like put it at the tail end of like the first and the second. Like, I don't know why it was drug on for so long.
Did it carry over?
Of 2. He was gone.
It went all the way to 3.
Yeah.
So
then he gets away in 3.
Was long.
Yeah.
We're pulling it 1 centimeter per hour.
Here's the issue too. They basically needed a reason to like Cassian's not around.
Yeah.
And so it was like, what can we do to have him not be around? And I just felt it was like, not constructed very well for me. The other thing too is like it just was kind of like, hey, he's a Imperial and he's trying to like talk to them and they're like, shut up, and like I don't know. To me, it just seemed like when they're that desperate and they're not willing to even listen to him to be like, I'm not a pilot. I don't know.
Why would you trust him?
I know, but it was just silly. I mean,
I ain't trusting nobody, dude. I ain't trusting nobody.
But they were just all idiots anyways.
Well, yeah.
So
that's the point.
There were a lot of idiots there.
It just, to me, it wasn't, whenever it would go back to that, I was like, okay, can we go to something else? And I don't think that's what you want in those moments.
Yeah, but how sick was that freaking TIE fighter?
It was sick.
The TIE fighter was sick.
The laser does this.
But I will, okay, another nitpick. This is warning, nitpick.
It didn't sound like a TIE fighter.
Nitpick. No. We spend this whole time him being like, I don't know how to fly this thing. And he even talks to the lady. He's like, I've been upside down for 3 days. I can't fly this thing. It's not like I don't know how to fly this thing. And then as soon as he realized they're in trouble, he's like, the dude's like, he can fly that thing no matter what.
Listen, Jonah, there's a phenomenon.
How did he get the coordinates for like home? And he
already knew they were there. He knew where they were. He knew where they were at.
Speed?
Yeah, he knows where they're at.
How did he press the button? He was stuck there. And then all of a sudden he's like, I can't fly this thing. I've been upside down for 3 days. And they're like, oh yeah, there's a thing there. He's like, oh, hyperspace.
Have you ever heard, Jonah, sometimes mothers, so if like a car falls out of the sky and lands on their baby, sometimes they're like superhuman strength. Yeah. They're like, and lift them up.
But adrenaline has never made a woman a better driver.
What's your point?
Well, you're saying using that to be stronger.
Heightened senses. Heightened senses.
We're talking about driving here. He's like, I don't know how to drive this thing. All of a sudden, he's like the best
Pressure
driver
makes diamonds. Have you heard of that? Have you ever heard of that?
I just thought that was a nitpick, but I thought it was funny. Like, really? Right. Okay.
Maybe he used the Force. You ever think about that? You know what's dumb? When Luke was flying, he was flying down the trench, and he's like, they were shooting, and he kept missing, and he was like, all of a sudden, he was like, okay, I'm gonna close my eyes, I'm gonna turn off my targeting computer.
That was the Force.
Boom.
That was the Force.
Who knows?
That was the Force.
The Force is in all of us.
Cassian
even Andor
ain't got it. That would have been better if he would have been like, oh no, I don't know how to fly these sheep. And then he goes, Cassian, use the Force.
Use the Force, man. Yes. Use the Force, man.
Then I would be like, okay, makes sense. He used the Force. But he was like, okay, now I'm going to flip myself upside down and go the right way. Anyway, like I said, just a nitpick. I just thought it was poorly executed.
I feel like I would have rathered like where did he get the order to steal the ship and like why? Like,
Luthen got it to him.
Well, for what? Like
because it's a prototype.
But like,
they didn't tell you everything and spell it all out for you. You know, spelled out
like the early parts of the rebellion, right? So I feel like I would want to see like that.
No, you don't. No, you wouldn't. If we came into the show and they were like, Cassian Andor, your mission, if you choose to accept it,
what about the
is
crawl?
is to go onto this planet.
Exactly what's
They've been working on this prototype TIE fighter that has missiles and it has laser beams. And it has a hyperdrive.
No, like what I'm saying is
what you need to do is you need to infiltrate it. There is already a lady there.
I would have seen her story.
There is a lady that's unhappy.
She will flirt with you.
With her.
I wanted to see like her story. Like, how did she turn?
There ain't not enough time in here, bro.
There's 7 minutes of credits.
No.
7 minutes of credits. Are you kidding me?
I can't agree with you. I don't want to see that one chick.
That's what I'm saying.
3 minutes.
Yeah, but I don't want to see her.
Take away Mon Mothma walking down the stairs. Okay.
One shot. Oh, dude, that scene was awesome. The wonder scene of her walking through everywhere. That was great.
She's like
great
smiling,
cinematography.
Like, oh, hey, how's it going? Who's that over there? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
that's the point, Josh. She's putting on her face.
She like when made an exact like square, like make an L.
She's going through. She's like, oh, let me put on a face for this person. Oh. Luthen's here.
That's what she was doing the whole time.
Manipulating. That's what she's doing. She's playing a game. She's a double agent.
The whole time.
Show, not tell. You guys are looking for tell right now.
Why is you guys?
I'm lumping you in together because you said nitpicks, and so you're lumped.
3 minutes of that, of like her transitioning into Rebel, then Cassian, boom, you can cut out some of the stuff where he's trapped.
No, I need to see Rotten Melons. I need to see the Rotten Melons.
in the grand scheme of things, I don't think what happened in these 3 episodes is going to translate much to impact the rest of the season.
Oh, it's all 100% set up. Like,
yeah,
introducing the
I'm even
Gormans.
saying, like,
You guys haven't even talked about the greatest scene ever.
oh, the Gormans, yeah.
Oh, the Gormans.
The dinner scene.
Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there.
What I'm saying is
there has to be a payoff on that. Like, please.
I think
There already was a payoff.
I think the best
He will visit you twice a
Yeah,
month.
dude.
I think the best part of the 3 episodes was the scene with Krennic and the Imperial officers.
Yeah.
That was the best written part. That was like giving you insight into how crazy the Empire is, what they're setting up, the Gorman massacre, all that kind of stuff. That to me was like, I wish there would have been more of that interspersed
Instead of
the wedding side of things. I thought at the beginning it was interesting. That part when you said where she's like going around and she's trying to figure out like, hey, I'm doing this wedding. Like I've got to, put on the face, but then this guy's kind of trying to blackmail me. That was intriguing at the beginning. I felt after a while it was like, again, the pacing to me just felt off. Like, because when we go back to, again, fast forwarding to the end of the 3rd episode when she's dancing, it kept going back to that. And I was like, it was my issue with the first season. Remember when I was like, they kept going back to like showing the people marching, playing the horns, and then going
notorious
to something else.
bad take.
But
I just feel like
right?
I just feel like it drags on, and it's not that necessary. I wish they could have done some more stuff.
This episode is perfectly paced. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, she's like dancing like she's at an Owl City concert. I just wanted to.
Yeah, bro, rave up. How sick was it when they brought in DJ Roomba, dude? DJ Roomba, dude.
10,000 Gorman spies.
Interesting.
Again, I think Luthen's the most interesting out of all the characters there.
He talks the coolest.
And
Because we're jumping how long now?
a year.
1 year.
A year.
Yeah.
Because I guess, and it's obviously hard to tell what's going to happen in the future, but like,
He said.
it's like how
The
how
Death
does
Star
that-
blows up.
How
They
does
build
that
the Death
dinner
Star.
scene translate to a year later, or how does that?
Well, I think what's going to happen is it's going to jump a year between? Is it a year between?
I mean, it's for BBY, so
So I think this next episode, there's going to be a jump, and you're going to find out that they actually did kill the guy.
oh yeah, he's dead for sure.
And I think that's going to like be
Her buddy that was like,
that was blackmailing her.
yeah,
Oh, they kill him.
yeah, because it was what's her face
it'll
was
happen
driving
happen
off.
off screen, and then you'll be like, that'll be a thing like, well, I didn't want you to do that. And Luthen's like, that's part of the rebellion. That's part of the sacrifice.
That's actually not a bad impression.
And so that
I was ready to clown on you, but it was okay.
I'm just thinking,
Respectable.
and then the stuff with Bix. I saw a lot of people complaining about the whole sexual assault thing.
Yeah, there's no sexual assault in
On the
Galaxy Far, Far Away.
No, but it just, to me, when I kept hearing it, I was like, oh, like this, because the way people were describing was like, this doesn't belong in Star Wars. And I watched it and I was like, that was super tame. Like,
Oh yeah, I thought it was good.
yeah. And I was like,
As good as a
and
scene like that could be.
I know.
Yeah.
And I was like, and
You don't think that was happening? You don't think that was happening?
I mean, Slave Leia. What do you think Jabba the Hutt was doing with her in the bikini,
Whoa,
metal
dude.
bikini?
What are you talking about?
She was in bikini. I didn't even notice.
Yeah,
Looking at Jabba the whole time.
Exactly.
Now someone do. Thank you. Can't even think of that dude's name. What's his freaking name?
The Rizzler.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah. So to me, that I was like,
Did you not like the stuff on the farm planet?
Zack
Or just call it
Snyder's.
Zack Snyder's.
yeah,
Zack Snyder's
Zack
Wheat Planet.
Snyder's the
Man,
Blueprints.
they stole his script, dude. He pitched that, and they were like, "No,
wheat fields.
we're not making that.
Yeah.
We're not making that movie." And they're like, "Hey, Wheat Planet.
we like that. Yeah, we like that one.
We like
thing.
the aesthetics.
Yeah.
Wheat Planet."
Well, it was just interesting. It was just interesting too. Like when they're all sitting at the table eating, I was like, that's you know.
Well, like, here's the problem: is Zack Snyder just steals his ideas from other things, and so you know what I mean.
The one shot is insane though. Where
It's
like,
kind of crazy because that girl looks similar.
exactly the same, and they have like the same, like the whole thing. Like now you turn and see it, and now we'll pan to the other side and see the ship. Again, it's funny to do the Zack Snyder's a blueprint because people lose their mind whenever you do that. But no, I thought that plan was good. I like this stuff with them trying to figure out, hey, do we leave? Do we kind of come back? The character that dies, I can't remember his name.
Brazos.
Brazo, like, I really liked what he did there where he pretends that the guy sold him out to protect them. That was a cool moment. You know, them having that. I thought that was kind of the best scene is when he looks at him and he's like,
I wish you would have winked.
You know?
Yeah.
But, you know, like that whole aspect of like,
goes, see what I did there?
You know? But again, I don't know how that, to me, this just felt like a bit unnecessary. Like everything dragged on too long. The dinner scene with my favorite lady.
Brutal.
You didn't like that?
She's like the MVP of the show, though. Like her voice is awesome, but it's just like two characters I don't like, and you're not supposed to like them.
Like they could for her, they do a good job.
Although that cake, those cakes looked really good.
Cakes look pretty good.
She's just stabbing.
I do like. I like Cyril. He's my best guy, dude. You know, he's like, Mom, I need to go lie down for a bit.
My favorite was how he was laying there. He was just like
he's like, my life sucks. But he's like, but maybe my girlfriend's gonna stick up for me. Yeah. You know, like that. That was pretty funny. Where she's like, this is what's gonna happen. I bet you guys wish that your wife did that to your mother-in-law.
They do.
That's what she does. Nicole was like, this is how it's going to happen. I did like that, her phrase where she was like, what did she say? She was like, the amount of grief that you give us is going to be like proportionate to like, how, like the visiting.
Related, inversely proportionate to.
I was like, I thought that, so like you can say it was like, kind of like, but I think it was like fit so well for her character that she's like such a calculated person.
Yes.
And to be applying that to like literally
everything,
her in-law.
No, I thought
cereal. If they had cereal there too, though, a little blue milk. Come on, dude.
So the scene I thought was really well done. It just felt out of place to me. Again, like, oh, you're meeting the mother-in-law again from these two characters that at the end of the season were like
how are they? Oh,
they're weird. Yeah, oh, they're super weird. Yeah.
But it just again. If I'm comparing those scenes with the scenes with her and Krennic and the Imperial officers, I'm like, it doesn't get my attention. Like, I don't see the purpose of it. Again, it could go into like, oh, this is really important down the line. But to me, when you give me a scene that has like the Imperial officers and me wanting to know more about like the Gorman massacre and all that kind of stuff that they're setting up, then when you have her and dealing with them, the mother-in-law. To me, do you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't carry the same weight. It's a fine scene, but it left me kind of like scratching my head a little bit. And I felt like there were a lot of scenes that I was like, I don't know if that was really necessary. But then I complain about 20-minute episodes versus the 48 minutes. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's more of a slower burn, and I get it, but there's just
damned if you do, damned if you don't.
There's just some scenes that I'm like,
listen, guys, you guys got to get off TikTok, all right? And not everything's 5 minutes snappy. You know what I'm saying?
No,
we got a little character development. We got to get a little flavor. We got a little character flavor. You know,
holding something over it and blowing the scent in your face.
Hey,
is that lemon or just your bad breath? I can't tell what that is.
Have you guys ever listened to a symphony?
I've been in one.
Okay,
brother.
so how does it start out? Do we have some different movements?
Depends on the
exactly.
Is
it? Are we just going? Or are we? Give me a little woodwinds over here.
Yeah, but sometimes you don't need the woodwinds to go on for 30 minutes. Sometimes the woodwinds going on for 5 minutes is enough, and then give me the violas, and give me the violin, and give me the.
Hey, we're building, baby.
Give me the cellos, and give me the bass.
First movement. This was the first movement.
But yes. Here's my least favorite thing about
you haven't gotten to it yet.
No, I'm not about the show, but about the discourse around the show. Two of my least favorite things in all of Star Wars.
Best Star Wars ever.
One is
this is what Star Wars should be.
Well,
Sorry, I'm guessing.
One is the whole political aspect of it, because you have people on a harvesting planet that are talking
about
visas and papers.
Tread lightly.
Visa. Corey's not on the show anymore. Visas and papers. Right.
What does that mean, though? What are you talking about?
Automatically, people are like, exactly. This is perfect for our time. With they'll pick whatever side. Like right now, they're doing with conservatives. Right. So this is. The Empire is fascist, just like insert whatever.
Insert whoever you would like to there.
When the reality is, it's like, okay, well, when we look at it, Obama deported a ton of illegal.
I'm just saying, we said fill in the blank. Fill in the blank,
what
bro.
I'm saying is, on both sides, you can put whoever you want to be, like Trump or Obama.
That's just
But what I'm saying is, the most annoying thing is both sides doing that and then being like, and if you don't get it, then you don't understand. It's like,
that's just media discourse, though, in general.
I know, but what I'm saying is, like, that has become really popular in Star Wars right now. Like,
Star Wars
Sith Lord is this guy, or the Sith Lord is this, and it's just like, okay, we get it, but you don't always have to like make direct analogies and be like, this is exactly what they're going for. That's annoying. The other thing that's annoying about it is the whole like, this is the best Star Wars, and if you don't like it, then you just like pew pew and lightsabers, and you're not sophisticated. And then people being like, this is too dark, that it can't be real Star Wars. It's just the constant of that. It's like, if you like it, great.
It's not too dark. They played rock, paper, scissors in the middle.
Oh, that was sick. I don't mean Bible.
So it's
Korean.
just that aspect that's like, just watch it. If you like it, great. If you don't, okay, but it doesn't have to be this constant like, my Star Wars is better than your Star Wars, and this isn't. You're just not sophisticated enough. You don't get. It's like, okay, guys, it's not that big of a deal. It's at the end of the day, it's Star Wars.
What's that chick's name?
Gonna have to be more specific than that, dude.
The one with who's the girlfriend?
Oh, Deidre.
I feel like I just had the thought. I was like, if all of that is to build up between she needs to make a choice for the Empire versus her boyfriend,
mother-in-law.
No. But like, if there's a big choice there,
she's gonna send her mother-in-law to Gorman.
Yeah,
and they're gonna massacre her there.
But like something like that, be like, okay, I can see how that's worth it.
That's Josh. That's exactly what's gonna happen.
I mean, heard it here first. That's the only way it's gonna pay off.
Greatest,
if it never
greatest third episode ever. Then.
If it never comes to fruition, I'm like, that was literally a waste. Like, we already know she's know she's super calculated. Because he comes to her in the meeting, he's like, I already know you have a plan. I saw it in your face. And she's like, we're gonna
yeah, but it's not, you're seeing that not just like, that's every aspect of her life. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's not like, it's not
Empire Kindergarten.
Yeah, that was pretty sick. Kinderblock.
We had everything we needed except for mother's love. Ooh, that's
that was.
I do agree with you though, that it does get a little annoying sometimes that people are like, this is exactly the Star Wars I've been waiting for my whole life. You know what I mean? The whole like, Andor's the, this is Star Wars for adults. And what you've been watching is just like immature, stupid things. And if you like that, that's dumb. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, hey, I love Andor. I also love Ahsoka. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's hard to judge this season because I felt...
Because it's 3 episodes in?
Yeah, and I felt like the first 3 episodes of the first season were
it was the same thing.
Slow.
Yeah,
it was so hard to get into.
It'll pick up, dude.
Like 4 or 5, 6, I was like, oh,
K2S was showing up. Saw Gerrera. I did like the... I like the Mon Mothma stuff, guys. Even the dancing, dude. It was good character. I mean, sure, if you want to cut out 2 seconds out of it. But I like seeing Mothma letting her hair down.
And
you know
like
what I'm saying?
being like, dang, I haven't seen this out of my mom in a long time.
Her daughter is super annoying though.
Wedding
Can we
night,
all agree? Can we all agree? Yeah. I'm like, hey, come on.
Cool.
And then she got drunk. There you go. That's why she did it. Guys.
She's
So
like,
she was
"Oh,
hurt.
my mom is having
Do you know
fun."
what though? I blame Mon. I blame Mon.
Get out of here with that,
For
dude.
her daughter?
Yeah. She didn't give her. She's been so focused on the rebellion.
Saving the
Rebellion against
world.
the entire
Senator.
galaxy.
Saving the
and
world.
having
I
that
think it pays
nice
off in the
little-
end.
And having that nice life that she's. Is it worth it? Is it worth it, Mon Mothma?
Yeah, for all the people
when
that
your
are
daughter
suffering.
dies because of you. I don't know if it's worth it.
calling?
I can't wait, dude. I can't wait for her to blow up. I hope she's on Alderaan, dude.
Oof. With Bail Organa.
Yeah. They're like, hey, come on over to the Organa estate. God. Well, how else could she die? I don't know.
The that scene where they're all dancing, and I hate this movie, and people love this movie, but it reminded me too much of A Knight's Tale. You know, when
No,
they're
get out of here.
Really?
No, it didn't.
Yes.
They weren't going.
They were doing this. They were doing this with their hands.
No.
And oh my gosh.
No.
And they're all going in a circle, and the music's more like poppy and stuff.
Yeah, would have been better if
It
the
was like
music
that.
wasn't poppy.
Yeah.
Dude, that song's a banger, dude.
They need to have Max Rebo playing there.
They should have flown him in.
Like it should have. Yeah, it's
If
Mon
someone-
Mothma. The Chandrillans have a ton of money. They could have paid for my boy Max Rebo to play there.
if
That's true.
If Jabba can do it, they can do it.
yeah, if Tony Gilroy didn't hate Star Wars, he would have. Someone else is making. Dave Filoni's making this Andor. Boom.
Like, where are those?
We're the Jizz Whalers. We're Spigger and Dan. We're Spigger and Dan in the modal nodes.
That's exactly it.
Yeah, dude. I like this.
We don't play jazz here. We play jizz. Star Wars. That's what it's called.
That's what it's called, dude.
Literally what
George
the
Lucas,
music.
homie.
That's the music in Star Wars
Man.
is called. It's not jazz. It's called jizz. Yeah, the modal nodes.
I
There
do
it
want to
is.
see. Someone has to make that edit of Mon Mothma dancing,
Yeah, that'd be.
or put Jedi Rocks, and I'll take Jedi Rocks. Yeah. I'll say that let's see. I think it's about the same spot. I think I like it better than the first 3 episodes of season 1 though. Cause like the first 3 episodes of season 1 was just like, okay, we're on the planet, set up. And I really like all the stuff with like Luthen, like him just showing up and Mon Mothma being like, what are you doing here? And he's like, oh, don't worry about it. And I like how the other guy's like, get away. Like you're going to ruin the surprise. And I just like that, like tension between all of it. And even, I can't remember what her buddy's name is. Tegan.
The dude whose wife
Taven.
went on.
Yeah. The guy that
Taven Austin.
and I like how him showing up kind of like, you can see how he's like more and more desperate. And then I like how Luthen's kind of like, hey, we got to do something about this.
Yeah.
I did really like kind of almost that triangle of like their conversations that they're having and the realization, or even that Luthen's like, we need to protect you. And she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And he's like, well, good
That's
for
a
you.
great
He's
line.
like, good
Must
for
be
you.
nice.
That's nice for you.
Yeah.
That was it.
That, and I think
Best line
it like
of the 3 episodes.
it like goes in with like Luthen this whole time that he's been like, you go back to his speech where he's like, I got to do all this crap for you for the good of the people. And Mon Mothma's like, oh, what are you gonna do? And he's like, dude, we're gonna murk this fool, dude. And you just don't care. Like, you're like, oh, I'm just gonna ignore it, like pretend that it's not happening. But he's like, I'm getting my hands dirty, and you're not taking this seriously, because he's your friend or whatever. But yeah. I thought that was just, and I like seeing him play the double agent of where he's like he didn't really switch out of it too much in this one, but like how he's like super flamboyant, like, oh yeah. Or then he's talking to the Imperials and he's like, wait, where are you stationed? And he's like, oh, what? And he's like, where's everyone going? And he's like, yeah, dude, give me some of that intel so I can use this later. I just thought that it was a good setting, like a good set piece to kind of get those dynamics going in. And then you get DJ Roomba in there, dude.
So long.
That song's a banger, dude. Get out of here.
I mean, it sounded good, but I was like,
I saw someone do an edit because apparently what they're yelling is the name of the planet, the vacation planet.
Yeah, it's a remix of the song from First one.
Yeah.
And
And so I was like, one guy's like, that's like, he's like, have you heard the Pitbull song that's about Miami? He's like, this is basically the Star Wars equivalent.
That's
They're just
hilarious,
being like, Miami!
That'd be sick, dude. Hey, dude, Vacation Planet, dude. Dale. Mr. Worldwide. They should have brought it in.
Dude, Pitbull in
Galaxy
prosthetics,
wide.
dude. He's like,
He can
Mr.
play,
Galaxy Wide.
He can play those like pig looking dudes, you know?
That's true. Again, I think it's the best looking Star Wars we've gotten. I love how like real it looks and gritty it looks. I'm curious to see where it goes.
It has to get better.
Yeah, I would argue, I thought the first season had a little more to me that was like developing the Cassian side of it.
Yeah.
You're still getting his like backstory as a kid. You're finding out about his
Yeah.
sister, and you had the, what's the guy's name? Nimoy's, the thing that what's his name?
Not Kino. Kino's Andy Serkis. I know what you're talking about.
what I'm talking about.
His manifesto.
His manifesto, yeah. Like you had that moment with him and talking about that and building that up, whereas this one felt like more isolated. Like the Gorman stuff really feels like that's what's going to be the thread that follows through.
Yeah.
Which again, I wish we'd gotten a little more of that. The other stuff with the mother-in-law, with the stuff on that planet, doesn't really seem like it's gonna translate deeper into it. It's just kind of like, hey, we need them to be doing something while we're setting up this Mon Mothma stuff.
Well, they might develop the planet a little bit more, but
Or the,
I
yeah,
think
the,
you're
the
right.
Gormans.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like, I saw someone complain that they were like, why didn't they release it weekly? I'm like, could you imagine if they released it?
Oh my gosh, this is the first
That was
episode.
so brutal.
Like we're still on Yavin 4.
I'm like,
These guys are still fighting over melons.
I'm like the three,
Yeah.
like 3 in a row makes sense. Like
yeah,
it's good
especially
for
when
it.
it's a slow burn.
Yeah.
Like I can't be slow burning for a
Slow
week and then have to wait for another slow burn and
Yeah.
then a third week for another slow burn.
I think it's smart for them to. I'm like, yeah, you guys
So
are crazy.
bad.
wild.
But yeah, I'm excited to see where it goes. How many total? Is
12.
it 12? Okay.
That was,
we
that
got
was the same as last.
good.
Yeah.
Good. I was hoping I wasn't like 9. You know,
No, 4 weeks.
four weeks.
4 times 3.
Yeah, that's 12,
12.
Yeah.
Thank you.
and that's a magic number. Yeah.
It was a false.
But I mean, I'm super excited for it because we know like where
Are
it
you?
came from. Well,
Yeah, you guys are hating on it
I'm
this
just
whole
saying
time,
that,
dude.
Like the first 3 episodes.
Listen to these guys. Listen to these 2 guys. Man, this show sucks. Mon Mothma sucks.
Same thing.
Look at them
It
dancing.
just could have been better. Like,
I give it a 9 out of 10. That music's stupid. It's so slow. Pretty good.
9.2 out of 10.
No, it is
know
hard to
where it
take
comes
it. I think all things considered, when you look at the season as a whole, you're going to be like, oh yeah, it was worth it. You know what I'm saying?
But like,
Mon Mothma
you
drinking.
like, if you're
That's
going
coming back.
if you're going back to watch the first season, are you dreading watching the first 3 episodes?
Yes. You start
you're saying like
you start at that
Yeah, you
can't
go
swim
like, sit-
and you go forward. That's where you
exactly.
start.
Yeah, like-
you start in the prison.
No. You got to get the slow
Like,
burn, dude.
You know
Nah.
the first 3 episodes of the first season, you're just like, oh, okay.
Biggest complaint. It loses 5 points for it. They left BMO on the
They're coming
planet,
back
dude.
for him, baby?
They're not. They're not, dude. They left him. The only thing that makes me happy is he was having fun, playing hide and seek with the kids,
That was pretty sick.
I was like, is he happy? He's finally happy, but he just wants to be with Cassian. And then he's going to get K2SO instead. Cassian's really the villain of this story
He
when you
is.
think about it.
He is.
Yeah.
I don't know why we're celebrating this guy.
We're not. I can't wait for him to die.
Me too. I'm glad he does, ultimately.
Yeah. Not a good person.
What do you be proposing?
We were missing that in
we
at
are.
the
Hey.
speech when he's like, speech. What is he saying?
Hey, no Wookiee showed up, so no one's got points yet. I did see an unfortunate thing that's going to drop my points. Bail Organa is showing up,
What?
but he's recast.
Shut up.
Yeah.
That doesn't count then. Oh, wait, did I say?
I hope that's the case.
Wait, I said he shows up, yeah?
You said he showed. You and Mick
I said no 3PO, no R2.
So apparently we're
No
getting.
Leia.
He was
Why
recast.
recast?
I don't know.
Jimmy Schmitz doesn't need that paycheck?
He probably does, but they got the other guy that's The other Latino that's in everything.
Pedro Pascal.
No, like the what's his name? I'm trying to think what movie he's in. When you see him, you'll know who it is. You'll be like, God, that guy. Anyways,
Jack Black. Jack Black's.
Jack Black's not Mexican.
He's Mexican. He has, but no, he's they're missionary kids.
That's true. Anyways, that's gonna do it for our episode.
This
week.
We'll talk about Last of Us next week.
Yeah, that's right.
Big episode.
Some things happened. Some things happened. I heard.
Yep.
Huge. Swing for the fences. That's what I heard. That kind of
thing.
That kind of big.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. Hey, thanks so much, Josh, for being with us.
Thanks for having me. Great time.
I needed someone in my corner.
I need Mick back.
It feels good to have.
I feel like Mick would agree with me.
No, he wouldn't.
No,
Mick's on my side, 100%, dude.
Well, I like Andor too.
No, you don't, dude. You're not a real fan.
They're just love. And I was hoping to bring.
I may upload a video of me dancing like Mon Mothma later, so stick around for that.
Stick around.
Thanks so much for hanging out with us. We'll be back next week. You can find us on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook. Yeah, thanks so much. See you later.
See ya.
Bye.